So if we want to convert percentages to decimals, the first thing we've got to realize is that percentages are out of 100 and decimals are out of 1, which means that percentages are 100 times more than decimals. So 100% is the same as 1 as a decimal. And to convert from percentages to decimals, we have to divide by 100. So dividing by 100, if there's any zeros on the end, take them off. Otherwise, we're going to move our decimal point in 2 places. So 52 divided by 100 is going to become 0.52. So we move a decimal place in 2 places, so it's in front of the 5, 0.52. We're going to do the same to the 79, and it's going to become 0.79. And you've got to be careful not to make a mistake, because some people will look at this and they'll mistakenly think, well, it's 0 point whatever the percentage is, but it's not. We've got to divide it by 100. We've got to move a decimal point in 2 places. So this is going to become 0.06. Okay, 0.6 would be wrong. And then we've got to be able to convert them the other way around. So if percentages to decimals was divide by 100, then it makes sense that to go in the other direction, decimals to percentages is going to be times by 100, which means adding 2 zeros, or in this case moving the decimal point 2 places the other way. So 0.42 times by 100 is going to become 42%. 0.07, so move the decimal point 2 places, it's going to become 7%. And 0.6, moving that decimal point 2 places, well, we only need 1 to make it 6. If we move it another 1, because imagine an extra 0 on the end there, it's going to be 60%. Okay, so we've got to be careful with these ones. We can trip up here by just putting 0 point whatever this number is. You've got to remember to move it twice. And here we can mistakenly just write down whatever the number is here without thinking about 2 decimal places. Then let's have a look at converting between percentages and fractions. So percent means out of 100, which means we can change a percentage to a fraction by writing the number over 100. So this is going to become 79 over 100. And very similarly, this one is going to become 30 over 100. But what makes this one a little bit different is the fact that we could simplify this fraction. We could divide the top and the bottom both by 10, and this becomes 3 over 10. And then it's in its simplest terms. And 68%, same thing, 68 over 100. But then we're going to change it so that it's in its simplest terms. Well, let's think, what goes into 68 and 100? They're both even, so I can divide by 4. By 2, and I get 34 over 50. But we should always check and see if we can simplify again. And look, they're still both even, which means I can halve it again and get 17 over 25. You might not have initially spotted that 4 goes into 68, but it does. But it doesn't matter if you didn't spot it, as long as you always check afterwards, can I simplify it again? And then the last thing we've got to look at is converting fractions to percentages. So when your fraction is over 100, the numerator becomes your percentage, because 19 out of 100 means 19%. But this fraction is not over 100, it's over 50. So I've got to find an equivalent fraction that is over 100. So if I double the top and double the bottom, it becomes 86 over 100, which is 86%. And one last one, so 3 over 4. And I've got to build this all the way up to 100, so it's a little bit tricky here. So let's just think, how many times does 4 go into 100? 25 times. So I've got to times by 25. It's not always as easy as just double it. Sometimes you've got to think. So if I times by 25, I get 100. So that means I have to times here by 25 as well. And that's 75 over 100. And then it is 75%. So that's how to convert between decimals and percentages, and also fractions and percentages.